Welcome to BodyBags. I'm your Thursday reviewer, Chris, from Chris B Movies. You know my name is Chris, and you know I love B movies. And yes, B movies, yeah, they don't have a big budget, but a lot of them are very entertaining, and some not so much. Case in point with this film. After watching some of the films in the Guinea Pig series, I've come up with a couple things off the top of my head. These movies basically deal with sadism and masochism, two general themes in these films. Now, this being the first in the series of guinea pig films, The Devil's Experiment, I think this was an experiment unto themselves. Okay, this was done in 1985 by Satoru Ogura. Not sure what his mentality was in making this film. Was it for a certain group of people who get off on this stuff? Was it for some other type of entertainment? Or is it because of Japanese culture being pretty insane, if you know what I'm saying? Or Asian culture in general being pretty insane? I know I'm not a type of person that gets off on stuff like this. I was looking more for a gore aspect where I think Flower, Flesh, and Blood catered more to gorehounds. And I got that, but this film, not sure who it's catering to, because it was complete and utter torture porn. To be torture porn. I mean, there was some guts and gore here and there, but this is torture porn, 100%. And a lot of it didn't have a real believable factor to it, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to give you a synopsis and tell you more thoughts about this film. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm getting at. Some of you may enjoy it, and hey, movies are subjective. That's the way I look at movies. Movies are subjective. If this is something that you enjoy, you have the right as a human, because anything's subjective. Some people love Titanic, some people hated it. Some people love Good Will Hunting, some people hated it. Academy Award films, people love them, people hate them. Movies are subjective, man. That's why I don't like watching these award shows, because it's all subjectivity. And well, some of it may be objectivity as well. So this girl, Neg, and nothing's really explained in this film. And I guess explanation may not be needed. Who knows? So Neg is abducted by these three thugs. You never saw her get abducted. You don't really know how she ended up there. But in the beginning of the film, it shows like this little forest area, woods area. And it shows Neg attached to a tree in a net, just laying in a net. And then after, she goes into this lair area where she basically gets tortured throughout the entire film. Basically, plot revolves around her getting tortured, and in as many ways possible. And it's basically, from what I got of it, it looks like it's part of an experiment on the human body's threshold of pain. Experiment these three guys were doing. These three guys were thugs, and they didn't seem to be very highly intelligent. They did everything. They hit her, kicked her, slashed her, burned her, pried off her fingernails, eye gouged her, spun her around in a chair, then made her drink alcohol, and then she pukes afterwards. They took a big thing of guts and just threw it on her. We're not sure where these guts came from. A lot of it is really not explained. They just it looks like pig intestines they just threw on her. And that's basically the synopsis of this film. It was complete torture. And then at the end, she ends up back in the net, back up on a tree, with no end in sight. It didn't look like she was ever going to escape. It looked like it was continuing torture. And then they just basically just stopped the movie. Okay? This movie's not good. I didn't like it. And I did enjoy Flower and Flesh and Blood, because, it catered more to the gorehounds. But this movie, I'm not sure who it's catering towards. I'm sure there's a group of people that may get off on this, and if that's you, okay. It wasn't really believable because, you could tell it was all fake. Every time they throw a punch, they missed her by a mile. Every time they kicked her, they missed her by a mile. The scenes where they were doing stuff to her hand, it was a little rubbery hand, so it wasn't real. And her selling point. If you don't know what a selling point is, it's a term in pro wrestling and movies where if someone punches you and you go, oh, and you hit the ground, it looks believable. Where there were scenes where she's getting burned, she's like, It didn't seem believable because if you were getting burned, you would be screaming and howling and especially when it was 150-degree water temperature. So the selling point really wasn't there. The actress, I don't think, really knew how to sell a lot of the things that was being done to her in the course of a film. But this is a complete another sadist film, you know. It dealt with complete another sadism, and if that's something people get off on, and like I say, hey, by all means, you know, can you continue watching films like this? I do want to see some other films in the Guinea Pig series, like The Man Who Never Dies. That looks like it's more of a comedy type film, albeit short film, because these films don't run very long, about 42 minutes in length. But I gotta say, I didn't really enjoy this one. I enjoyed Flower and Flesh and Blood a lot better, and I do want to see The Man Who Never Dies. Like I said, that looks to be kind of a fun film in the series as well. But if this is something you like, you know, watch it. If this is something you don't like, obviously you're not going to watch it. I know Guinea Pig series had this big box set, but for brand new, it costs like $600. I think it's out of stock completely. You may be able to get a couple for like maybe $600, but I'm not going to pay $600 for a box set like that. But if you're a collector and want to pick it up, yeah, by all means do it. I think Unearthed Films put it out way back in the day, and I don't think you can get a lot of these films in single version. I knew Flower and Flesh and Blood I got for cheap, but they had like one left. So I got lucky with that one. There's a couple of them that's on YouTube, and there's a couple of them on other sites online. I don't own a physical copy of this one, so I saw this one online. I'm trying to watch all these films. But I actually believe that, you know, the theme is sadism and masochism. And that's basically what these films revolve around. And in certain, you know, people, I think in the Japanese culture, might get off on stuff like this. I'm not too sure. But like I say, Devil's Experiment was the first film in the series. I just didn't like it. And maybe this was an experiment of themselves. Should we make more of these? And should maybe another director jump in and make more? And they did. They made about 6 of them. So anyways, by this review, you'll know if you want to watch this one or not. I'm going to rate it on the Cheeseometer. Cheeseometer has risen to 100. I can't give this a high grade at all. I'll give it like a 30. And that's as high as I can give this film. I can't give it any higher because I just didn't enjoy a lot of it. A lot of things were unexplained, like the cell factor of certain things that were being done to the girl she wasn't able to sell them properly, so it made things look like things were done way too long, and scenes went on for way too long, and it kind of takes you out of the film a little bit. I didn't think it was very well done. That's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But you can decide if you want to watch this one or not. You can watch it free online, so wherever you want to go and find, maybe YouTube might have this one as well. Go online and watch it. And again, thank you for watching. Watch more of the BodyBags dudes because they do a wonderful job. Mikey Fish will be tomorrow, so check his video out. And check out all the other videos that these guys do because they do all wonderful stuff. They're all wonderful at what they do and very passionate about films. And, you know, some films will be great. Some films you may watch and not like. But, you know, movies are subjective. And you enjoy what you enjoy, and you have that right, too. And if some of you enjoyed this film, by all means, you have that right, you know? So, watch these late-night horror films. Enjoy them. Read up on your latest Fright Mags. Don't forget to tune in to another episode of BodyBags, and I'll see you next Thursday. And check out all these other guys on. There's a new video every single day. They do a wonderful job, all of them. And like I say, you know, support these guys because they're very passionate about films, and I know you are too. So check you later. I'll see you next time. Bye.